must wonder why I'm relentless and all strung out. I'm consumed by the chill of solitary. I'm like that all week. I like to reel it in and then spit it out. I bet that kitty was loose. I bet that kitty was loose. She had 6 kids to boot. Hot dog in a hallway loose. I bet that kitty was loose. Now are you my daddy? Are you my daddy? I like to reel it in and then spit it out. I'm frustrated by your lack of trust, and I am frightened by the ways of this land. Why not let the whole family move in? If only I could meet the maker. And I am fascinated by the spiritual man, and what I wouldn't give to find a soulmate, someone else to catch this drift. I bet that kitty was loose. I bet that kitty was loose. She had 6 kids to boot. Hot dog in a hallway loose. I bet that kitty was loose. Now are you my daddy? Are you my daddy?
Good morning.
I bet that kitty was loose. Those dancers are not Filipinos. How do you know? None of these people were Filipinos.
Hot dog in the hallway.
Loose.
Yes.
Hey guys, look what I brought with me. Ricky is in the house today, and Magadan Poe. What's up, Ricky? Ricky, I'll do an interview with you here in a little bit. We're going to cover, wrap up the week and spill the coffee beans, and we'll talk about John Tewell, some updates on him. We're going to discuss David Campbell, and is it too late to call? Oh, never mind. I'm not going to start with the jokes.
Wait. What? I
David,
thought we were here to talk about the vajayjay. I thought we were here to talk about the baby shoot.
hush. We're going to be talking about David Campbell.
Oh, I got clickbaited. I thought we were
And
talking about baby shoots.
Canadian guy choosing to be homeless here in Angel City. And there's another guy that I was discussing the last time, and now he's in a hospital. And he's what I call the other professional here in Angel City. He usually is on Walking Street. He's now officially in the hospital. I don't know if he got out or not. And then we'll discuss Sunshine Shoulders and leave the drama for your mama. Okay, so we're just going to add that into the expat drama for the week. I think it's a smart idea and a bad idea at the same time to address the trolls, because that's what they're wanting. Like you said, he ignores most. We do too, unless it's really serious, kind of like we have, what's his name, Q's Adventure. There's a limit to what's being put out there and not addressing, and when stuff's affecting your life, such as Regular Guy. I mean, that was, unless you guys got like serious, solid proof situation, some of them are really serious accusations, and you probably should address. Now he feels that his family is being threatened. He did send that out to the community in general and his members and everything. To me, it's just another guy. It's just another day of being on YouTube. Like you said, it's jealousy and all that. But that'll be the discussion. And we have Ricky here. We will call him Toasty Boy today, kind of like Beastie Boy, but we'll call him Toasty Boy.
Toasty.
Ricky, did your house survive there in Brentwood?
I need a new hat. So guys, give me some moolah so I can get a new hat.
All right, so we're collecting stickers today. We're just going to flat out tell you guys we need stickers and PayPals and membership so we can pay for another hat.
Oh, forget that. I want Bitcoin, yo.
Yo, you ain't getting no Bitcoin today.
Bitcoin.
Oh boy, so this is going to be a long live stream. So how'd the fires go there, Ricky? Did you toast any marshmallows like you said on the phone?
Yes.
How many?
Yeah, a whole bag. Although by the time I got it out, it's a whole block. Though, 'cause it was so hot.
Yeah. So, are you working on the editing of your Thug Life Outlaw video where you were doing jazzercise? How'd that jazzercise class go
It was
the other
good.
day?
It was a lot of ladies.
Okay, if you'd even know what a lady is. I don't know why it's like I'm looking for
Yeah,
the dang, what's it called? So,
those ladies were experienced. Just saying. Hot dogs in the hallways. Yeah.
hey, look, Slick Rick is in the house from San
Loose,
Francisco.
loose baby shoots. There you go. Some baby shoots, yo.
Yeah, should have threw that into the song, Baby Shoots.
Baby shoots.
Yeah. Somebody says he's not walking anymore. I don't know if you're talking about.
No, he's talking. Oh,
I will get through. I just start at the top, and then we'll go through and
yeah.
say our quick hellos.
MB, hello, Philippine Attic Squad. Hey, MB, how you doing, man?
What is up?
Bobby
Hey,
G, new
Bobby.
member, Bobby G. How you doing, Bobby G? Good morning, Philippine Antic peeps. Hope you having a blessed day.
We are, and look, usually we don't have George in here. Last X amount of live streams have been uh, with me, but I actually woke him up, and he actually went to bed pretty early. What's going on? Did it look off? What's wrong? Somebody say the audio
Mm-mm.
seemed dark.
Mm-mm. Smile and be happy. Thumbs up. Thank you so much. Smile and be happy. Black Grandma says those dancers are not Filipinos. Lol. But they are Asian, though.
Yeah, that I would tell you.
Just saying.
Right. Meanwhile, in
Earn
Russia,
Doggy Fool says, what's up? He ain't walking anymore.
who's not? I'm assuming you're talking about David Campbell. It's been like that. I mean, he's barely been getting by, but that's really very sad. And I looked on Rose's page, and the last one was her live stream. So unless people have any updates where you're actually contacting him at the VA, I know he ain't gonna talk to us. That's for sure. Like I
Oh,
said,
no.
ain't been a cutoff. I told the people that when we wouldn't help them and contact our manager and stuff over their pay, which has nothing
Not
to
our
do with the
manager's
YouTube.
job.
Well, not her job and has nothing to do with the payments. So those managers don't deal with that in any manner.
Yeah, they're very, what's that?
And if we can get a favor out of her, she's not going to do it for David Campbell. And then they went on over. I can't even believe he took an entire trip to Singapore. I don't even want to go up the street to pick up laundry detergent, let alone to go all the way to Singapore being disabled, you know?
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
just
And
don't
there,
get
and
it.
you don't have to go to Singapore. There's actually a Google
Headquarters
headquarters
here.
in BGC.
We've been there.
Yeah. Discerning Dash, great song. Thank you so much, Discerning Dash. That's all thanks to beautiful lady over here, Heidi. Tony Manning. Tony.
Oh, I got eyes for.
Good evening, everyone.
Oh, who am I kidding? I don't even have eyes for George anymore.
Yep. Our Philippine journey. Hey, Mike. Good morning, all. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning.
Earn Doggy Pool says that he won a bit of honey. There you go.
Yeah.
Gotta have some honey.
The dog is sick and he's out there barking. Hear him? I guess the steroids and the new antibiotics are working. He's when the weather dropped and then got hot again and dropped, he got back that same croupping whatever. And this time he didn't get out the gate like he did previous. The other dog hasn't been coming around. He just got sick all over again for no reason. It's like, man, he could just be asthmatic or something. But hear him, he's barking this morning. He wasn't barking yesterday. But he's back on antibiotics. We had to bring the vet back in.
That's good. Slick Rick. Good morning, George and Heidi from San Francisco.
What other parts of California have you been to, Ricky? Besides Bakersfield.
There's this place called Chula Vista. It's right by.
Are you a chulo?
Whoa.
I really don't know what that word. No, I'm serious. What's a
No, no,
chulo?
no,
No.
no. Well, Chula Vista is right by the border,
Whoa.
and so.
Hey, there's a blogger called Chulo.
Oh yeah.
Is there different meanings for chulo?
Hmm?
Is there a meaning in Filipino for chulo?
No.
So his name really is just CHULIOO. Yeah, the guy's name, the blogger's name is Chulo. Anyways, never mind. So.
Yeah. Sunshine is facing some black on black hate. There you go.
I wonder how I mean, because I guess he looked up the name of whoever the email is from. He showed it, but I think he's been facing a lot of that because he was like the leader of the pack when it came to black vloggers. There was the Black Filipino, which I'm still trying to figure out why he called himself Black Filipino, that Black Filipino channel, unless he's part Filipino. He could be. He does
No, I
look
doubt it.
Asian. Could be, babe. There's a very good possibility, but that was the name of his channel. So I know him and Sunshine were out there in the beginning, and then all of a sudden there's like dozens and dozens there's dozens and dozens of all vloggers, but it's to be expected. And once you move up the chain, it's like you're going to have other channels 100% talking about you and doing videos but we too take it pretty serious. But then again, we don't. I've got a policy. I don't know about Ricky's here, but I don't care unless you're actually on top of me and put your hands like on me physically or my family. Doing threats from a distance is an everyday thing. I mean, for some people, and it wouldn't even like register whatsoever. But yeah, yeah. What's up with the dog? But I get it too, but there are some things it's possible to not address. So, but I'm
Well, also be aware that it's not the first time ever. I mean, for example, we have the infamous big man in the Philippines. Um, you know, he turned on Sunshine for some weird reason. He just turned on
well, how
Sunshine.
does he know it's not him that created an account? That's what I'm wondering. Because I can't imagine somebody because he says he knows who he is unless he knows like we know who some people are because they continue to say the same things. And then we've seen them say the same stuff during their own live streams, like their wording. Like if I'm always like, hey yo, and then I always say hey
No,
yo
no,
in
no.
my email. You guys
You
do
have the
give
same
yourselves away.
vernacular. You have the same
Correct.
construction of sentences and everything else.
And
Yes.
maybe he's doing like us. We trace some of them. So we have the ability to go through and do stuff. So maybe he had somebody figure out where the person is, or it's kind of hard saying, but um, yeah, I mean, until, he's just feeding him, whether it's a good or bad situation, feeding, like the troll. Like if we talk every single time, like George used to tell me, because like this is a learning game and a learning curve the same for me. Like George is telling me, don't do this and don't do that. Don't address this person. Well, sometimes I was in the past. It's probably been about a year since I've addressed anybody. I mean, I might say something on the sly or something where that person knows I'm talking to them, but directly addressing him like that, I can now see as a problem because he just fed that person. So he's going to keep doing it. They're not going to stop if he's addressing them on air. So it's going to make it harder for him, but I would just be dealing with them if they were,
Don't feed the troll.
or even if it's a direct person.
Better yet, don't be a YouTuber.
It's probably not. It's only going to there's only going to be more and more and more vloggers because even if they never make any money or never become famous or never get recognized, they're just going to do it anyway. So, some people just do it to have fun. So I don't think that's going to change. He's not even at the gate. What's the deal?
No,
I don't even know.
You can probably send somebody.
Could be the trash guy up the street. So, yeah.
Slick Rick says hi from one Rick to another Rick. Hey Joseph, how you doing, man? Joseph Relford says Slick Rick, the ladies pick. There you go.
Hey, what is going on?
Yeah.
And we did see that message that you'd sent about that guy down on Walking Street being in the hospital and stuff. That guy has made his rounds, but I guess now there's a named a face to. Let me see if I can get his information. Give me a minute here.
Black Grandpa says, well, now that David lost his legs, he's half his size. That should be good for Rose to carry him around. There you go.
I doubt it. I doubt his legs were all of his weight. Seemed to have chicken legs.
Well, I was going to
Most guys
say
do.
most guys. Most people have chicken legs, so I mean, in all fairness, I mean,
Yeah. So, all right. So, I don't know if you. I guess-
everybody skips leg day. Put it that way.
All right. So it's a little hard to see him, but you can still see him.
Well, back it off, and then
It was at a good angle. Thank you very much.
no.
Right there.
Okay.
All right. So this guy is like super infamous for being down on Walking Street. Apparently, a homeless man is currently in the emergency room in Mabalacat district. I have no other details. A Filipino friend reached out to me and asked me to post on all the expat sites. And it gave his name as Stephen Ray Burnstein. He's been on so many channels down there on Walking Street. It's like they follow him around with the camera. I've seen several of the Walking Street vloggers like do interviews or talk to him. There's the one that calls himself flat out just Angel City Vlogger, where they use an AI voice and really it's just a guy. I mean, you can tell if you remove all the filters or whatever. But anyways, uh, you can find out who they are. But he's been on many of the shows, and he's just been down there for quite some time. And there's a lot. He always seemed drunk. Like every time I seen him on there, so either he's just totally out of it and got mental issues and other problems, or he's drinking. And but it's become a real problem. I think Willie to the farm.
Jose Rodriguez says, "I follow Sunshine Strollers. I like his message, but I just seen a video that he said he was going to start every black man have a story.
No, he did say that. He says
Sounds
he's doing a
cringe,
series.
but I
Yeah,
still like his content. Well, I mean,
I
I
get it.
I get it. It's kind of like I'm pretty sure he was joking, but I mean,
No, he's serious. He's starting a new series called Every Black Man Has a Story. But here's my deal, and I'm just gonna call it out like I see it. I thought a lot of his channel was dealing with some. I mean, I know he's done like Filipinos and the Filipinas, and I thought it was already where he's been saying that
he has
stands
a
up for the black.
high population of it. Yeah,
That's been his thing, just like the Black Filipino. But for Sunshine, he does a lot of coverage. So he was already doing it, but now it looks like maybe he'll go into more of the interviews and everything. But
He could.
the reason I like him is he's like out there like Kanye West, and he's out there like Trump, and he's out there like me. In other words, he just says what's on his mind, and he's going to put stuff out there. Like he deals with everything: exercise, interviews. When topics come up that people won't, he still covers them. He doesn't have a censorship like this fool over here. I run him up when you're not here, Ricky.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
we still do.
Yep.
Hey, Calvin. Just as Robert says, I work with a guy named Rick. He used to always say that. There you go.
There you go, Calvin. Did you see me?
Right.
I could say, what's wrong with that white woman?
L.A. Detroit.
That's for Booby. Oh my God! Did you see his daughter do the karaoke? He's got a short of her. Booby, I just seen her. I didn't realize she had grown up that much. I mean, I bet he doesn't put her on all the time. And last we had seen her that I had paid attention to see her. She was only so small, but she was growing so big. Oh man, I can't even begin to tell you. She was singing full karaoke songs. Oh, I was just like, wow, beautiful daughter.
Calvin does have a point. Black men do have a different story to tell when traveling around the world. No one's talking about that except for him.
There you go.
Yeah. No, yes, Black Grandpa. Black Filipino is married to a Filipino, but he has only positive content. No, he's not Filipino. I know that.
What's that?
Black Filipino.
Okay, so he's just calling himself.
Okay, Black Filipino, if you're watching, I hate to tell you this, but that's kind of offensive to most. I'm pretty sure most Filipinos find that offensive. Because you can't claim you are if you're not the same.
He should have just said black and Filipino, maybe. I don't know, but it's
Black in the Philippines, that kind of. I mean, I get it. At least Kula says becoming Filipino. He's not Filipino, but he's trying to be, and now he is. But anyway.
And a shout out to Leah and Blair. It's a channel They had made a comment, and they said they do watch Philippine Antics. They go and search for fathers for like Filipinos, and they match up families, and they pay for the DNA test, and he goes in and does interviews and does a lot of other things, and we've been watching them for a while, so a shout out to them. Have you gotten through that?
Fornoy says, Magandang umaga. Good morning, Fornoy.
Magan dang
David-
umaga.
Somebody. David Anderson. Mr. Anderson. I saw a show on TV. I think it was 60 Minutes about a foreigner living in the Philippines. A church moved beside his house, and the church was blocking his driveway. Started a fight, and a week late shoot.
Next week I'll start new stories. Saturday is always wrapping up what's going on. We have been trying to stick to that. Starting on Tuesday, and I might start sooner, it'll probably just be me. We will cover that channel of that woman that's sick here. She's been doing vlogs for about 6 years. The German woman, what was her name? You remember what we said her name was?
No.
Okay, I'll have to find. I've got it written down. So basically, it's a German woman, and I wouldn't. Somebody called her young. I wouldn't say she's super young. I think she's in her 30s, mid 30s or something. I don't know how old she is, but she's not. I thought she was like in her 20s. But
Yeah, that's what I thought I heard something.
hold on 1 second. If it's him, the answer's no, because he's been. 1 second. But
and he doesn't yell loud enough.
doesn't matter. I've asked him.
No, I understand that. It's
And
the
so-
delivery guy. That's what I thought I heard.
Right. So the answer is yeah, because
Yeah, it's him.
so he's no, he knows we're working. That's another thing. I'll get to the delivery guide later, and you guys can call it whatever you want. But when you ask,
about it now.
huh? All right, so I'll be covering this German woman that's sick, that's had 6-7 years. She's been vlogging like a year or two before we arrived. Most of it appears to be budget. She says budget. She shows herself in expensive places with, I thought, was her boyfriend. She's got 2 or 3 different channels. The other one was called Wonderlust something, which the channel got closed. According to her, her reaction channel got hiked. The Wonderlust one got taken. It shows closed. But just a month or so before this, it said she broke up with her boy. And then now it's showing he's there to help her collect funds. Every time she posts now, she's asking for funds. So I'll cover her this week. Now, on to the driver. This has been my frustration. Tweak, week, freak.
The delivery driver, to clarify.
Did I say tweak, week, freak?
Yes.
Tweak out. The freak, the sheep. You're not going to. Yeah, you and your. I got plenty of coconut milk in there for you, Ricky, just like you like. All right, so let me tell you what I've been doing. So my frustration of the week here in the Philippines has become the driver. We've had the same driver now, pretty much the same one for a year or more.
About 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. Not quite a year. Not quite. Almost.
I don't think it makes a difference. He's irritating just the same.
Okay, well, first off, former driver, again, is tandem, which means...
Don't get me going on that one either, because you know how I feel about the previous driver now, too. That's another frustration. We were both frustrated with that at Christmas time.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
You gave him a tip, and then I gave him a huge thing, and he said that his job was gone, and he's still working. He flat out said his job was gone, and he's still out there delivering.
Yep.
You don't think he was working the system?
Work. Yep.
Nip it in the butt. All right, so let me tell you what's going on. So the guy delivers like 3 times a day, and I get they don't like get all the packages, they go back to their whatever and all that. The last driver did. He only came once a day, and we had him, Ryan, for almost 2 years, 3 years.
Oh,
3
since we've
years.
been to Philippines.
Okay. So with this new guy, he shows up anywhere. Like they don't even do deliveries usually till 8 o'clock. So he'll show up at 8:03, just like now. He just showed up. He knows we work. He knows George is working. He knows that different times we just can't be bothered, and we've told him every time. And then finally, about 2 months ago, I gave him a bigger tip, several hundred pesos, which is probably more. I gave him more than his day wages, and I stopped and said, "Hey, listen," because he had brought like 4 or 5 packages that day. I said, "Here's some extra money." I said, "We cannot accept packages till after 12 o'clock. There's no way." So you always see George jumping up. We tell him every single time, it doesn't matter what we've actually told him. And we don't, they say they contact, they don't. He contacts us after he's there yelling outside. He'll send a message. So we didn't even know he was coming today. And then so that happened. And then he came back the next day. And I'm like, well, maybe there was a miscommunication between me and him. And George said, yeah, good luck on that or something. I don't think he understood, or the guy speaks English. So maybe it's not so good. And then I told him again. And then finally I did the other day, and I missed the delivery, and I sent him a message. I was like, hey, sorry, blah, blah, blah. And then he came, and you guys see me in the live stream. I had a whole nother conversation with him again, had a whole nother conversation when he had to come back a second time, and he sent a message. So I sent a message so he could read it and translate it. And I said, we cannot take anything till after 12 o'clock, no matter what. And so when he came again yesterday, did the exact same thing, but except for I wasn't doing a live stream. And he came at 9, but I was in here editing, and he looked at me and he goes, you're not working today? So he knew it and accepted it. And I said, yes, I am. And then I took the package and I left. So he even acknowledged it.
So that's the point. It's not okay. To some of you guys, this may sound like a rant, but actually, it's not. It's a learning point.
Something's up.
It's a learning point. What I'm saying is that the problem you'll face is when you tell a Filipino, "Hey, don't deliver up until afternoon. I can't take any, deliveries until
Single
afternoon."
instance.
Here's the problem. They'll say yes, and guess what?
He gave me lip
They'll
service.
show up yes, correct. Thank you.
And I'm getting this
They'll
from a
do
lot of
lip service,
Filipinos.
correct.
I'm getting
Lip service is a very common thing. Unfortunately,
it's
I
like
say
super insensitive,
unfortunately because that's unfortunately the new thing. Now
with
it's
the younger generation.
it's
for sure.
not a Philippine culture thing, because again, the real Filipino culture is called palabra de honor, word of honor. Unfortunately, I think that died along with me.
So
and my
then what is it?
generation or
Because they wouldn't
something.
do that in the US. If you told the UPS man not to come and you're working, he'll make sure he avoids you. There's no way to set up a time frame either. I checked their website. So being we have several deliveries a week, I get it. And people say, well, just go get it yourself. Shouldn't have to. But I don't get it. He knows, and we know he's all over the place, and he comes back several times a day. So we know he has the opportunity to do it, but he's still just not. So like today, he's here. Sorry, I'm not going to have you run out there anymore. He's been told the only way to do is to teach him a lesson. He says he'll deliver 3 times, and and the thing is we tip him all the time. Like if there's 80, 90 pesos left over, we don't even get the change. So we always give them extra money. We always do the tips. We've been known to do drinks and food and gifts at the holiday, and I don't get it. So I guess that doesn't matter. Or so anyway. So that's my freak of the week situation going on. But sorry, he can just come back later. And at some point, I think now you're realizing too. He knew it yesterday. He delivered something. He knew I was working. He knew it. And I just said, it's every day of the week. And at first, the very first time I said, oh, it's only certain days. That was just wasting my time because it just didn't sit. So he knew it yesterday. He knew I was frustrated. I made little to no conversation by saying, yes, I'm working. And then I took the package and walked away. I said, I am working. And he came at he came the other day when he said he missed me, it was at 8:15. And I'm like, dude, I said after 12, it didn't matter. And I didn't even hear him call out. But anyways, may seem small, but
No.
it's the communication with him when I know he can.
It
And
depends
then
on
I
the
wrote
situation.
it. He read
You
it.
guys have to realize too that it's not actually the service to him, and the reason why I say this because he does show
No,
up.
there'll be somebody that'll say how rude
Well,
for
what
you
I'm
not
saying
running out
is
there.
he
Sorry.
does show up 3 times a day, stuff like that. which is not normal for a regular delivery driver.
He's in his 30s, so it's
Think,
not
think
like
about
he's
this,
19
guys.
or something.
Do you guys have an Amazon driver that shows up 3 times a day? No, they or and the reason why I say I can say this with confidence is because we've had other delivery
drivers that come
drivers.
once a day
They show up once a day and they
with all
give
the
you all
packages.
their packages at the same time.
Mhm.
This gentleman,
No
is-
matter what. I mean, there's
he
it's like the
always
third time.
shows up different times a day because he's not organized. And I get it. Some people just aren't built that way.
Yeah, and then I mean, if all Ricky here is frustrated, the fact that he knew it as of yesterday and here he is today, like the whole thing is the last 3 deliveries he's been told, and he was told 2 months ago, multiple times. So finally now it just came to a
Right.
point like, so anyways, that's
Yeah,
what's
and what
really.
I'm saying is, it's really not a disservice because guess what? He's going to be here anyway, back later on this afternoon. It's just the way he is, and I've seen him around town. I've seen him. Actually, to be honest with you, you do realize our old driver's still helping him out, right?
Which means he's not even handling his own load. Ricky, do you handle your own load?
I get plenty of loot.
I asked, could you handle your load? So my point is it seems like the kid is having, issues. I get it. He'll be back later, and I will tell him again, and then the same thing will, persist. So, yeah. Of course, it's not Foreignoy.
Lady Detroit says, I meant J&K, the black Filipino in BGC. He's a nice guy, but
Oh, did he move to B? When did he? I don't watch him. I watched him about 2 years ago. He moved to BGC.
But everything can't be positive. There are a few negatives and things to look out for. There you go.
Yep.
Foreigner says, I'm late to the party. Is this all about Calvin? No. Actually, it's not.
No,
not.
Of course not. This is our
That's
week
not.
wrap up. We announced at the beginning what the live was about. And we're wrapping up all stories we did this week and frustrations.
Tony says, is it going to be the black Mark Thornton? There you go.
That's the first thing I thought, But, maybe I should take over Widow Thornton. Every woman has a story and a rant and a bitch.
I hate to tell you this. If
we can change, I'm going to change the other channel. I'm going to rename it again for the 19th time this month, and I'm going to call it that.
Oh, she already has the name.
No, she didn't. She removed that a long time ago. It just says the name something TV. She calls it. She
went to Filipino mode.
Yes. Yeah, I guess she realized she was only going to get so many views, and
yeah. Foreignoy says he needs content, always the same stories. DD214 says saying what's on the mind isn't necessarily a good thing.
It can be. I'd much rather have that than the bullcrap painted stuff that some of the vloggers do. I looked at this German woman's account, and that's kind of what she's feeding you. She had a whole reaction channel where she reacted to other people's stuff and content, and they're painting the Philippines a little different. I would much rather watch Calvin and Trump and some of these other people that are putting out the truth, and whether it's off or not, than to deal with, rose-colored glass crap. So, just not, I mean, some people want to be fed that. That's fine. I'm too old for that crap. So, all right, what's the hesitation?
No, it's not hesitation. I was just Doggy Fool, Campbell, the new handyman from In Living Color. Never underestimate the power of the handicap. No. I had to like Google that one because I'm like,
yeah, handyman's the guy with the cape and everything.
Well, now I didn't know that was his name. Yeah,
but I don't know why he'd be referred to that.
Because he doesn't have feet anymore.
Handyman has feet.
I know that, but he's handicapped.
He was already handicapped.
Well, he's extra.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, Discerning Dash says, I think he meant black in the Philippines and that he appreciates culture.
Gotcha. Happiness Crossing. Thank you. Yeah, I think you were the one that mentioned him. Yeah, that's going to be quite interesting now because The channel that she did put the breakup stuff on is no longer available. The other reaction one got hijacked, and it appears to be her man that's in with it now, asking for money. And yes, she's legitly in the hospital. 200,000 US dollars to get her home to Germany. But he's saying it's hard to talk to people over there to explain, and something's not kosher. But she definitely is sick, and so I don't know. I'm trying to figure how I want to do this. Do I want to contact her and find out what's really going on? I mean, or do I just want to cover what's really going on? And I think I would rather cover the shady side of what's going on, because she's been calling herself budget travel, but it doesn't appear to be too much budget. But she's been here for years. My curiousness is everything else going on with her, and what to do and not to do. So that's the angle I'm going to go, because just I don't want to like say, "Hey, how you doing?" and pretend to be fake just to get an interview out of her, which that's what I'd have to do. I mean, I would, and I told George I don't want to do that part of it, because I'm not going to collect money for her, and I'm not going to this, and that. Every day she's posting to send her Gcash, and I get it, and she needs money, but she's also got family and all these. I don't know, but she's sitting here and getting treatments after treatments, and she's sick. There's no doubt that she's sick, but there was zero planning, and I'm wondering, she's been over here working for a while too. So she's been vlogging, and she's very big on every social media platform. But funny thing is where's her people now? Because there's very few reactions on her now being in the hospital. But I think this has been going on for a little bit. So she's got a big following here, and like 500,000 questions go off in my head, about, her work permits, and did she plan for this? And, she's been over here making all this money, and she's been making money through YouTube and all of her platforms. What she's been doing with the money, and did she not invest it back? Did she not incorporate herself and all that? Because she's on every platform. So the lights are going off in my head, and I'm like, story. So that's where I'm at on that.
And again, guys, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. It makes Heidi, this woman, happy. So always give us a thumbs up, share, and to show us sign of support, go to Walgreens and pick up a Red Lobster gift card, but don't load it. Just give it to your partner and say, "Here, take your friends out for dinner on me." I like $100 gift card, unloaded, mind you, and just give it to her or your partner.
Did that to your parents once.
Yes.
And that means they'll get $100 worth of stuff and then be stuck with the bill. Really smart, Rick. Flashy Rick.
Yes.
You always do the classy thing.
Yes. Always the classy thing. And always, again, buy us a coffee. That way I can buy some hot dogs in the hallway.
Are you still here? Okay, onwards there.
Can I read the lollipop book? But anyway. When I moved to the Philippines, I plan to learn the language and eventually get citizenship there. My wife is a local, and our children will be half and half, so I want to immerse in the culture.
I will say good luck on citizenship. There's only been 14 in the entire hundreds of years.
You have to be exceptional,
and you have to be brought in. It's not, but I do wish you luck. I mean, if Kulos can do it, anybody can do it, I guess.
Kind of like, I mean, I'm not hating on you, Discerning Josh. Again, I know who you are. But what I'm saying is, to get citizenship, you have to do something like, go out in the island and then, stop a Chinese naval vessel from entering
pretty much
Philippine waters with your bare hands. That kind of deal.
You have to be exceptional.
You have to be exceptional.
I'm not doubting that you couldn't do it. So I'm just letting you know, it's a lot of people think it is.
Can it be done? Yes. Is it easy? Nope.
I think there's less than 16 now. I think they just made another one.
Ruffy Tufo says, living Boracay, bragging their best life, then illness happens. Boom. Okay.
Like I said, didn't they just break up or something? But it looks like he's back, saying this, which I get it. I mean, I would expect if I break up with Ricky here, George, and then Ricky would come around and try to help me. And so it's just where it is. So.
Lady Detroit says, I enjoy it when she's by herself going, wow, that's when I became a subscriber. Lol. Yes, we're talking about Heidi.
Well, it's a wrap up. You're going to see him or George come in and stuff.
Black Grandpa says, they say you are what you eat. What if Black Filipino was, wow, has eaten a lot of Filipinos? Does that count? My man, Black Grandpa. All right.
Hey, Heidi's been saying that for years about sucking Ricky and George dry, and I talk about the DNA that I had in me this morning. I have DNA in me every morning, and I'm a good little housewife, but does that make me Filipino?
Smells like fish.
You always make that statement, but I don't say nothing about your cheesy parts.
So there's just something called like thick cheese, so it's right under the mushroom head. And
Ah,
Ruby, good day, honey and George. Black Grandpa says, I remember when Sunshine not too long ago, he was
hey,
done with
Filipino.
YouTube then. Within a week, he's back dropping videos every single day along with the lives. Well, everybody has that breaking point, in all fairness.
Mm-hmm.
Filipino P. Hey, Filipino P. Hello, cool podcast. K Dallas, good morning.
And I understand AJ said Shopee and such as them arrange your deliveries according to route, pickup, and their last destination. They all do. They do that in the United States too. But not everybody can be home. And if you tell them over and over again, who can actually be home all the time? And the man delivers several times a week, and we've been telling him for months. And finally, we spelled it out. I tried using extra money so he'll listen. And I'm just going to take everything away, and he's just going to have to learn. I mean, I'm sorry. Then don't deliver. We'll wait for the 3 strikes is out, and he'll learn the hard way because I don't know what other way to do it. I'm actually fed up with it. So I'm just to get to the frustrating point is that's where I'm at. And if he has to attempt to deliver something 3 times, and then I'm not going to tip him. Like every time he's had to return, which has been 3 times this month, then I've given him extra money in a tip, and I shouldn't feel like I should have to because he returns gas money wise, but we do compensate him in one form or
Okay,
another.
yeah, for those of you, again, don't feel bad about the guy first off. One, I'm not being mean when I say it's his job. You're like, what are you talking about? Okay, here's the reality. The reality is most Filipinos go to work, right? Filipinos go to work. Everybody knows this. Guess what?
It's up to
Heidi,
you.
if Heidi was Filipino, does that
I
mean it's okay for him to bypass the delivery because he knows she's not working? Well, guess what? She's an expat, so therefore somehow it's different now, is it?
Yep. And
You guys get my point. My point is he does this with a lot of clients
and if
that he bypasses because he knows they work. But guess what? He always shows up. Why? Because Heidi's an expat. Is that why? And he was already told, hey, I work. So
well, I've said both. I said we're
no, I
both.
understand that. I'm just giving him the example that to clarify that don't feel bad about the delivery guy because again, the delivery guy delivers to a lot of Filipinos who are not at home. They're at work, and he knows it.
That's the same guy that has thrown packages in our yard with the dog before.
That they're not supposed to do that, guys. By the way, just so you guys know, they're not supposed to throw packages in your yard without your permission. If they have your permission, they can do it. Without your permission, they are not allowed to do it. They can lose their jobs by doing so. Anyway,
Look,
earn doggy.
look, Ricky. Look, speaking of Earn Doggy, look. Oh, you can't see her. You're on
Earn doggy says sunshine on my shoulders is a whiner.
No, I don't know. I like Sunshine, and I get that he goes through different
Calvin is
things.
good people. He does a lot of good stuff. Off camera, just so you guys know. Filipino P says sunshine shoulders is my like head and shoulders. Interesting. Oh, she's sleeping.
Yeah. You guys can't see her. She's all zoned out. She's on flipped on her. Can't really see her. No, still can't see her. But
Ruby says, I hope that anyone going full throttle on YouTube has the support of their partner. It opens you up your life in public and scrutiny.
It does. It sure does. And everything of his entire life is out there too. I expect people to scrutinize, say things, bring up our past. Now, when you bring something up from 20 something years ago, or like they pick on Calvin for some of his past indulgences and all of that, and they're always throwing that up, I feel the same as him. It has nothing to do with the current live streams, videos, or that's just somebody really hating. So he has the right to speak upon that stuff. And we've discussed most recently that there were dumbasses throwing shade, that there were drones all around our neighborhood and we were being watched. One, we don't care if you're sitting in our neighborhood or you got drones going around. That kind of stuff is just childish. And, in a sense like that. Oh, yeah, I have no idea. Haven't heard about that one. But in a case like that where people are, he's just getting a lot of jealousy. That's the same with us, and you deal with it. I have not heard anything on that. But then again, guys, I want to let you guys know who can keep up with everything. There's by the moment things are being released here in the Philippines and the world, and with so many updates and everything, it's kind of hard. So that's why it's good that there's a group discussion. But I haven't looked at the news. I try to take, believe it or not, my feet up out of the water. I used to read the news like 3 times a day and used to write down a bunch of stuff to discuss. And I'm like, you know what? You can't even do that anymore. So I'll see. Is it in the news? The hippie guest is Ricky. So if you're a long-term person that's been with us or watched, evidently, you're not you're new to the channel. So I would suggest everybody to go look at our videos. It's weird that, we get people that talk about we don't even do expat help, which it's what we do right here now on our live stream. We have hundreds of videos. We have thousands. And for the past year or two, we've been doing a lot more live streams, but we have expat help videos. We've got Ricky videos. As a matter of fact, the only videos released these days have been Ricky videos or walkabout videos or me doing something individual. Also, we have the second channel, which is Expat-tainment Philippines, which I'm still working on the name of that. Expat Entertainment, Expat-tainment. And it's got some of the videos on there too. So, hey, Philip Maisie, what is going on? Who's that guapa?
Bye-bye.
What's up, bye-bye? Bye-bye.
Female, girl, woman.
Hey, what's up, Philip? Yeah.
Victor C says, it's Ricky.
It's Ricky. So we do the Rick. The reason we haven't brought the Ricky character is we were into the kidnapping of Elliot Eastman. It wasn't the time to bring on Ricky. It wasn't the time to bring it on during the Mark Thornton stuff and him dying. And so it has to be the right time. There's even a character that I do, Rachel, which I think I've only done her once and did some side clips of it where I have a blonde wig that, we joke a lot on the channel. So it just hasn't. Oh, we do not. We're both doing cold coffee. So, she's talking about the mugs. I said we're going to get new mugs.
Yeah, we're using the coffee.
It's been extremely hot. It's going to get up to like 94 today with full humidity. And we were just discussing, even Ricky here that never gets hot said it's freaking hot. And we just had the Freon put in the AC. It's at 2 years. They said there was a slow leak. And no matter what, it seems like it's always staying hot in here now and nothing's changed. So the weather is, as a matter of fact, the electric bill went up by $40 and we were down for 20 hours last month, 20 hours without power. And the electric bill was another couple thousand pesos and we didn't change anything on the AC. So we figured being it was out of the Freon, froze up a few times, maybe it was working harder. So who knows, but we're on the cold coffee kick this morning.
Yeah. Black Grandpa says, Sunshine's partner doesn't like the YouTube, but she likes the money from YouTube.
I bet. And I know that man's always working. I don't even know how he does it because when he answered us the other day, it was like 12:30 or something in the morning. So he's posting it. He's up. And he makes it look easy. We made it look easy, but the hours that George was putting in editing and that you just got to take it easy. So I don't even know. I know some of these other podcasts and vloggers that are putting out several videos a day. Some of the big ones, I used to think they were pre-recorded till I realized that some of them were actually the same day. There's no way they could have pre-recorded those. And it's kind of crazy. That means some of them vloggers are getting no sleep at all. There's no way. They may not be editing, and they may not be like watching the accounts. They pay account managers and everything, but they still have to appear to do that. And maybe someone's doing the work for some of them bigger vloggers, like research, but we do everything ourselves, much like Sunshine. We do the research, and people don't think that takes time. Try sitting through Elliot Eastman's video to do that documentary. That took days worth of work. Insane.
Filipino P says, the next time tipping driver, tell him not to eat at Denny's. Ask his tip of the day.
Filipinos will not, even if they return. But I guess it's just me feeling bad. And then like today, but I'm gonna send old Ricky out after him today. I would go out there in that costume and say, "Listen, fool." Yeah, I didn't say.
Right.
You got to go out there and really stir him up today.
Ruby says delivery service here in the Philippines is totally different than overseas. Back home, you'll get notified when items on its way and ETA of delivery. Unlike here, they show up anytime. Well, it depends on the delivery driver.
Well, this guy tends to, right. We used to get one. So every day I'll go in there at 8 o'clock to see if there's a delivery. Nothing was showing at 8, and sometimes it doesn't. We heard, I forgot which vlogger said that they send out notifications. Yeah, there's a basic one saying delivery, expect today. And then we've had it where it said that and they never show up. So it's kind of really odd, and there's no place to say. They should at least allow a time frame.
Just by experience. Okay, guys. The ones that do give you an ETA by experience. I'm not talking about online.
No, it'll show. It will show. You have to manually go in there and
there's
look
a notification. I know that. But I'm talking about the drivers. I'm not talking about the app or the auto notification. By experience, the ones that actually give you a notification on your phone is if the delivery driver has a tandem partner, aka, because usually most Filipinos bring their wives or along with them.
Well, here's another thing. See, it's showing Michelle. Every time it's him, it shows 3 different drivers' names, and 2 of them don't even have phone numbers to message them.
Right.
I've even gone as far as to message the people. One person put 99999.
Oh,
We knew
yeah,
it
for
wasn't a code. They're
example,
fake phone numbers. But these are not even
Right.
him.
But
It's
that's what I'm saying. It's usually the ones that have a tandem, usually bring their wives with them, are the ones that give you notifications. The one without, by experience, I've never seen them give any notifications at all. Like one of the tandem drivers, they give you an ETA.
yeah,
One
but
of the other tandem drivers, they call you and message you.
it's all crap. It shows right here there was no notifications. It was handed to
I'm
him.
not talking about the app. I'm talking about by experience. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, if there's the wife.
Correct.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay, no, I understand that. I understand that, but the weird part is it doesn't matter if it's the wife giving notification or not. It shows right here there was even no
That's-
notification until 8:38. So they didn't even tell the app that there would be a delivery today. So notification or not, a few minutes later. So in other words, it's like it all came out at the same time. It all came out at the same time.
The thing is, I disregard the app because to be honest with you,
8:38. Your
the-
package
the-
was assigned
the,
to a
the heck
driver.
what the app says. 'Cause
8:58.
in the end,
Non-delivery.
it's the delivery driver is going to deliver to you, not the app.
Yeah, they should allow a time frame to at least be
I
put
know
on
that,
there.
but what I'm saying is don't listen to the app because the app is inaccurate. It's not the person delivering it to you. That's what I was getting at. The app could tell you that the thing's going to get delivered today and they don't deliver it.
Yep, that's happened too.
Yes. That's why the app is, the app is just an automated device that just.
See, I told you the other day you took a photo of his hand,
I could care less what you take.
which doesn't. But see, weirdly, it says proof of delivery delivered on January 25 at 9:25. It says they delivered it. I told you that it says delivered, but yet it shows failed attempt.
Timothy Rogers, morning from Columbus, Ohio, Antic. Jose says, I think I'll just do a channel. Every Dominican has a story.
There you go. Every
Never
white
mind.
girl
Super
has
cringe.
a channel. Super cringe.
Hey, Ricky. Hey, Heidi. Hey, Victor.
And I'm gonna keep ordering that. That's for sure. But
Victor
you
says
go
like.
pick it
Thank you
up
so much,
yourself.
Victor. Yes, hit that
You
like
pick
button.
it up with no available stock in this town, and they charge 3 times as much no matter where you go. Market, stores, mall. Forget about it, man. You really gonna pay. So I'm not doing that because I got a driver that's acting
Earn Doggy
up.
says because he's really capped now. Hey, like a
Off.
spot. Hello, Heidi and Georgette. There you go.
What's going on?
Filipino P says big man in the Philippines called Shoulders and Shoulders a rockhead.
He sure did,
Recovering
didn't
from the past. Yeah.
he? The ninja. It's all those ninjas out there, and I'm like, everything the man says is like sunshine, ninja this, and even sunshine doesn't even use that word. It's something I think he said a long time ago, but and then he tried to close out saying things just like sunshine, and I get that. I get we all copy. They tell you to copy, and there's a limit. I'm trying to see if
Radar
he tried
gives
to
thumbs
send a
up.
message.
Oh, hey guys. Speaking of pleasure to see you. Happy 2025. Happy Chinese New Year.
Today's my Chinese New Year. That's not Chinese New Year. Don't get me all going. It's not my holiday yet.
You're not Chinese.
I'm a Scion Buddhist.
What?
I'm a Scientologist Buddhist.
Oh.
And I celebrate Chinese New Year. Watch me. I got to believe in something.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of gave up on it. Now here it is. Hold on. Here, listen to this. He said, "Check it out. Hello, ma'am. You have a delivery today at 8:58. At 8:58, please let me know if you're there." He was outside when he sent that and took the photo. The photo was taken at 8:58. He didn't even wait a minute. All these went out at the. Can you believe it? That's what I said. That's what he did the last time. He sent messages that I'm on my way, and the photo and everything and the message all came through while he was sitting outside. So that's what I mean. And it didn't show any notification of Lazada at all. So, and he's addressing me on the, I mean, you're here too. That's the weird part. But yes, ma'am, you have your delivery
name
today.
on the package, though.
No, it says George.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter. He's still dealing with you.
Who knows? Not always.
Victor C says, meow. They were. One, the cat was misbehaving. She was trying to get to the
Panda
Panda
Coco,
Cocos. Yeah.
our breakfast this morning, she ripped into both bags.
Yes.
And both of them, there's a pan. I had one here, right here. I haven't even eaten. I've had coffee this morning. And so, why does it look like it's getting smaller?
No, it's
Yeah,
those
it
are
is.
heavy, though. Those are really.
Babies. Them are getting.
Well, it's more squish, but I don't think so.
Well, here's the thing. The cat got into both bags this morning. She's freely helping herself. But anyways. Yep.
Discerning Dash says it's okay if I can't get citizenship. I'm not coming to the Philippines just to brag or feel superior. I like the Philippines and coming for the country itself. Accepts positives and negatives, so I'll do what I can help. Ruby is at. Well, I'm not sure if she's at Candy Palace right now.
No, at her house.
Over here at our new place, you can message the security guards if there are deliveries for you. And at home, you can authorize them to accept delivery. Yes.
Yes, but not everybody has a security gate. So that would be nice if we actually did. But again, I've got a whole I've been talking about covering this in rents and subdivisions, and we've been over this a bunch of times. Is that to me, the ones that do have security, for me, it's not worth $500-600 extra dollars a month to actually have a security guard. It's just I have to find some sort of value in having these extra things, and I guess that'll be something that I'll deal with. So I understand and agree, but that's pretty much the price difference, and I'm just not going to do it just so someone can receive my packages, and just so somebody can not have one of the trash guys go through the neighborhood or something, because they can still do that in some of them. So
Yeah. Philip Macy, looking good, Ricky. All right, Philip Macy. Me says snow tomorrow in Colorado.
Are you 1 second here?
It's really not necessary.
Okay.
It's this neighbor stealing electricity.
Yeah.
It's shameless, the Gallagher.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
Well, yeah.
Um, although I honestly think that does happen here a lot.
Oh, in the Philippines, yeah.
Yes.
Actually, it was one of my thoughts that went through my head with 5, 6 buildings connected. It really went through my head. Did somebody still have access somewhere to our electricity? Because the box is not here. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, no, it happens. But then again, it happens in the U.S. too. A lot of people don't realize it, and it's not that hard either. But anyway, Philip Macy says, "Oh, wait. Speaking of which, too, Mexico. Yes, they do that too in Mexico, and again, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
Um, Philip Macy says I could use heat here. It's been under 0 degrees centigrade all week.
I
There you go.
bet.
South Jersey says USA 20 degrees feels like 16. Yes, it's been like freezing cold up here. I mean, it snowed in Florida. Just saying. So you know, um, finally got my 2 months electric bill from November to January for 11,000. That's not bad for 2 months. 11,000 for 2 months. That's not bad. Quite reasonable. Less than 5,700 a month. Yeah, no, that's
That must be a certain electric company that does that because the people in BGC, they said they got like a 2-month electric bill too. Remember when they discussed it being a multiple month bill or something? Maybe certain.
yeah. Who's your service provider there, Ruby?
Yeah, because further down, Bobby G says, "Holy crap, a 17,000 electric bill. Wow, bills really do vary from place to place, and I've never been over 2,500." And it says he has a 2 horsepower split aircon. We do. We leave ours on,
No.
but ours has been ranging. When we were at the other place, we could get a 10, 12,000, and we only ran it for like 10 hours a day
Yeah.
in one small room. Now we do the whole downstairs with the unit, and it runs all the time. That's doing laundry, coffee maker, cooking, refrigerator, deep freezer. So all these items are running. And this month it was, what did I say that was at? 7,000, which is still getting up there again. So the previous month it was close to 5. So it did go up by $40 this month. Here's the thing: the unit price dropped. So that's what I was trying to figure out, is the prices was down, and still the price was up. So, and I looked at like kilowatt hours and everything else. So to me, that is crazy. So another 3,000, we're almost paying as much in electricity as we are rent. But our rent is fairly inexpensive. So it's not the cheapest joint in Angel City, but it's not, super, super expensive either. So it's still high. It's still high even. As a matter of fact, I meant to ask our daughter what she pays for hers with AC running all the time, washer, dryer. I forget about getting a dryer here. Our electric bill will be $400 if we ran a dryer. That's not even a joke. So, and I don't think they have an energy efficient dryer, do they?
Yes. No.
Okay. So unless you just get gas, and even the gas would cost a
No, you
lot.
use propane.
Mhm.
Now keep in mind again, location, location, location. Your utility bills do vary per location, and I mean, I'm not joking about and I'm not exaggerating when I say location. Certain areas, for example, your base water bill starts at 300 pesos without using any water whatsoever. That's your base. Guess what? What I'm saying is in where we're at, our average water bill is 350 pesos. We don't have that. Other Filipinos pay extreme amounts for their water or electricity, again, depending on their location.
Yeah, water, cell phones, all this. But like I said, I need to do a whole video
Yeah.
on this again. We've covered this over the years. We just haven't gone back over it. We've done budgets, redone them, and everything else. But I think, again, that's what the other channel, I plan to drop them on the other
So when
channel.
somebody says, remember location, location, location. So when somebody gives you an insanely cheap amount and they're in BGC, they're lying. they're either lying that they're in BGC, or they're completely lying about their bills.
Ruby said it was Pelco too. So how was she receiving a 2-month bill? They don't let me go past 4 days. She said it was Pelco that gave her a 2-day, unless she has it closed. She's only there for 2 months, and then they're giving her a final bill till she comes back and turns it back on. But they don't do 2-month billing. She says it's Pelco too, which is us.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering how.
Sperlin Edwards checking in from Lipata. Black Grandpa says Sunshine wants to hit his partner's cheeks 3 to 5 times daily and ain't cheap. He's the hardest
Yeah.
working man in the Philippines. Yes, actually he does. He does.
I think he's just talking about it ain't cheap having his woman because yeah. Year of the snake, right?
Yeah. Bobby G says I get notifications the day of the deliveries, but only like every other time. It usually asks him to meet up at the road or how is at the back of Hector.
Yeah. No, this guy does it. This guy only does it when he gets here. He says he does. And yes, notifications. I check every day. I've been doing it for years at 8 o'clock. Most of the time it doesn't show anything. But like I was telling George, I said all of a sudden you'll see at 10 o'clock, it'll say out for delivery. That's your notification. So it's not even, and that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Somebody mentioned the other one does the same too, but you would think, something. So sorry. We know people are working. We know there's quite a few people in this neighborhood working. So, and like he said, I don't know if it's because it's expat or Ladyboy, huh?
Yeah.
This is Ricky character, so you're new to the channel. So yeah, you've been in here. I've seen you in here.
Yeah, Chris
Just you
has been
haven't seen
here.
Rick.
Chris has been here.
Yeah. So
Yeah. AJ says if I need to go somewhere and the delivery person hasn't come yet, I'll leave money with my mother-in-law so she can't play tongits until the person comes.
yeah, no, our stuff is paid, and we're not going to ask our neighbors. Both work on both sides, so there's
It's not Chinese New Year today. It's January 29th.
Correct. Yeah, that's what I said. I thought it was a little weird because I know when it's coming because that's my day. We're gonna have to go to a Chinese restaurant. So
Bobby G says, "Holy crap, 17K electric bill! Wow,
Yeah.
bills really do vary from place to place. Our bill has never been over 2,500, and I have 2 horsepower split units. I run most of the day, or I'll melt in Ozamis Oriental." Yes, Victor's Heidi says the snake. The snake. Me says I have a Tesla. It's always charging. You're the snake. When I play tongits, the old ladies get mad at me because I use centavos. There you go.
yeah,
What is that?
yeah.
What? Paul says you give him so much chips, he thought he was special. He probably did. He probably did. Ripley says, "Oh my God, George looks like a couple female YouTubers." There you go.
And I think Bings he knows that I'm sending a message to him now. I think Bings he knows that you're working in here or I'm doing something. It'd be teaching him to actually like we were in the middle of something when I came out the other day and he knew it. So I mean I get it. I get the understanding that he knows we're here and he's on a schedule, but I don't know what else to do except for just never go out there every day of the week. Because if I go out on one day like I've done before, because he knows not to be here and he's been here, then he's just going to keep doing it. So that's been the problem. Is after saying that, if he came a few times and then there was nothing going on that day, I've been out there and I'll take a package. So I just have to tell him I'm sending him a message now. We'll see.
Ed LC, Ricky, the famous Ricky came back. I want your autograph. Bobby G says, "I'm in the province outside of Sami City." There you go. And yeah, these are actually our new members, Bobby G and California Oscar. California Oscar, Hello, Heidi and George. I love the new
Hey.
look, George. I wish I could grow my hair like that. Enjoy the show.
You have not seen Ricky? California Oscar's been around for quite some time. I mean, a while. I'd probably say at least, what, a year or two, California Oscar?
Probably.
Yeah, so I'm surprised. Now that is a surprise because you're one of our long-term people, and we've been doing the Ricky character for a while. So now that is surprising because there's a base unit on that, AJ. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
yeah,
That's why I.
yeah. I'm. What was that one?
Philippine Prepping says all my utilities are included in my rent except for electric. My electric is between 6,000 to 7,000 pesos. Two splits running one. Now, 6,000 to 7,000 pesos. To be honest with you, from my observation, that is the average electric bill for somebody who uses AC. That's about average. Just so you guys know. So if you're getting less than 6,000 or 7,000, then you're doing good. If you're getting higher, then well,
What was that other one? It must have got held. Whatever one you passed up.
this one, it doesn't make sense. That's why.
Well, it does, yeah. Post Office Joe, all
Oh,
of
that
them.
one.
Yes,
This one.
correct. That you're there for some reason. You yourself are not showing on there, so not sure.
What do you mean?
They're not there. So either they've renamed their account and they've been blocked, or I'm just going to say it out loud. So if none of his messages are showing up, it's not his messages because there's nothing wrong with that message. That's a name where he's renamed himself and did something else, but there's no reason for that to be
Yeah, but if
held.
he's blocked, then we can't see him.
Actually, sometimes we can.
Really?
Yep.
Huh.
Because he's not here. You can see it here. That's why. You're not going to see it here.
Really? He doesn't exist there?
No, he's not there.
That's odd.
No, he's not here. That's why I asked you what the message was. So
Yeah.
that's somebody that's being.
So he exists here, but not on there.
He's not because it's StreamYard. It lets everybody in there.
No,
You just-
not the block ones. Not usually.
Okay, so whatever. That's not even a message that would be held. So why isn't it?
Okay.
So, and I just want to let you know now officially we're just going in here and answering questions, and we never got to the stories, which is fine too. So we'll just go through and
Oh, you can.
oh, a little late now.
Not
I'm just
really.
noticing we're I'm okay with just going through and answering questions. So I was just
Bobby G says, yeah, we don't have a dishwasher or washer. We do have a dryer, but wife uses a dishwasher. Right? Nobody uses a dishwasher here in the Philippines. They have washers, and some people have dryers. Yes.
I just
but-
want to know how come it's so drastic. Ruby just gave a list of everything that she uses. She's at Pelco too, and she's using all those items, and we're not even using half of that, and our electric bill's the same price.
What are you talking about?
Ruby went through and listed everything that she uses. During that amount, she uses 3 to 4 ACs that are running, a dishwasher, washing machine, 2 fridges, 4 water heaters, water pump, and so
Yeah.
that's a lot of items. We don't, but yet we're paying the same from the same company. I'm just wondering why.
Well, the water heaters, water pump. I mean, those are run automatic. They're
Mhm.
not. They're not always running.
Yeah.
Washing machine, same thing. Fridges really don't use up a lot of electricity. The ACs, that depends on the usage.
Gotcha.
I mean, it says 2 months bill for initial permanent connection. Next bill will be monthly. Philippine Premise says all my utilities are included in my rent except for electric. My electric is between yeah. All my utilities are included in my rent. I guess you'd be talking about your water and your trash, I guess, right? I mean, Black Grandma says, just regular guy always says about Philippine workers, they just don't care. Yeah, they're kind of indifferent. Like they could care less. That's a very common attitude, I guess, unfortunately. Bobby G says my wife's mother would kick her butt if she's seen her loading a dishwasher or washing machine. Lol. I had to argue get the dryer, but a rainy week with the new baby she gave it. Actually, you know what? They have I don't know what it's called, a jet spin dryer. Now I don't know how new this technology
Oh,
is.
okay. Ruby says it's inverter ones, which are the cheaper and
Yeah,
everything. So
they're
that makes
inverters.
sense,
Yeah.
Ruby.
Now with the jet spin dryers, these are not your normal spin dryers. You can get spin dryers. It spins the clothes and wrings them out, and then they almost dry. But a spin jet dryer will be like technically, if you jet spin dry clothing, it's almost dry. Like you just hang it on a hook, give it probably 30 minutes, it'll be completely dry.
Yeah, that's what I use. That's what we've been using.
No, not a jet one. They have jet ones. You can actually hear it roll.
The other one does exactly that. You can hear the noise and everything else. It takes less than probably 20 minutes to dry. So that would be the other one. Not talking about the connected one upstairs. This one does. So
Yeah, you don't really need
we have an actual
a heater dryer. You can just use a jet spin dryer.
Yeah, and that's what we've been doing because I'm not going to pay $100 more. I'm sorry. I don't know how inverter or even a dryer can even be, or how it's just not. And so that really sucks up the electricity, and the Philippines has the highest electricity bills, and it just doesn't match the economy here whatsoever. But I get it,
Huh.
the island thing.
That's interesting, human rights. He says to stop Jehovah's Witnesses from coming around, I put up a sign saying no soliciting AM to PM. Maybe a no delivery sign will work.
Or he'll just know when we don't come out, and I'll avoid buying a sign. And but he's been told that's what's irritating to me, and that's why I always get down to the insensitive thing. It doesn't matter how I say it to a Filipino here. They don't get it in some one manner or another. And I'm just going to flat out put it. It doesn't matter. And then if you have to say it like you would do in the United States and flat out tell them so they'll finally understand, then they get it and then they want a cop attitude and want to fight. So there's no in between here in the Philippines. So it's just like you'll hint, 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 and you got to do it like half a dozen times. And then finally you're just wanting to, but I wouldn't even wasted my first time with it. And so, but you have to here, you have to have a lot more patience. But I'm actually at my limit with this guy because it's cost me extra money and telling him, and so I don't know what else to do except for just to let him keep doing it, and he'll just have to deal with it. I'm not going to warn him, tell him, or anything anymore.
Yeah. California Oscar says, how do you write? I'm just joking. Where's George? I want George to do the monkey dance. Ricky's the best. Love the hair. George, do the monkey dance on Walker Street with a homeless expat. Right. I forgot which video that monkey dance is attached to.
I have no idea what monkey dance.
No, I had a monkey dance, and the background was the Volkswagen Beetle. I forgot what video it was attached to. Anyway, yeah, it was a long time ago.
Mother's Day a couple years ago, probably, or at the end. You did at the end. It was one of your outro videos, I believe. It was like one. We used it but a while back.
It was the monkey dance. Bobby G says, yeah, we paid $8K for rent while building our house. We paid electric bill. They paid water. Yeah.
Did you guys see the Legion of Men guy go in on Asia? Okay, as in me, we've seen you before. We've mentioned, we've watched him. He does a lot of stuff as regards to Passport Bro and dime pieces and women not being this, and that. He's been talking about Asia. So, no. So we don't watch him on a regular basis, only if it pertains, just like this Chad to Dad He only came up again in our feed because we watched Chad to Dad, but on a regular basis, I couldn't stomach that guy. So you have to be in a different level to be watching that man. So to me, he just helps passport guys and guys that come over. And he kind of reminded me a lot of Mike in giving his information and a mix of a couple of the guys. And I don't even know when the last time he's truly been here, if he's just making stuff up because he's been here before, or if he's only been here. I don't know anything about that guy, but I know he got on board when his channel was small and dealing with the P and then promoting her at some point and passport stuff and dating and how often he comes here. I don't have time for that to watch that guy go on. So he's not in our circle of people, like as far as the 20 vloggers where there are things going on in their life, but no.
Yeah. Bobby says reviews dishwasher. Heidi, I use my dishwasher to store my pots and pans.
It makes sense.
No, actually, the thing about dishwashers and a lot of people, one of the life hacks you can do again is use it to store your pots and pans. Because guess what? Whether you use those dishes, you're gonna use the exact same amount of water. You're gonna use the exact same amount of detergent, whether that dishwasher is full or empty. So a lot of people just leave their dishes in there anyway. Human Rights says one suggestion for anyone but a Wi-Fi monitoring usage stats electrical panel and have it installed. Always make sure that the build amount is always the same as what it shows you use. Depending on your meter, some meters are not accessible and some are. If they are accessible, you can always monitor it. I always used to, and I I even tell Heidi, okay, on this month we use 33 kilowatts. That's our average. In the other place here, I don't have access to the meter because it's kind of like this. In the last place, we had all the meters in our apartment. All the meters of the apartments were in our garage. So nobody has access to it but us. On here, one person has
Okay,
all the meters in their carport. Yes, he's back. I know.
yeah, so that just blows that theory of they follow a schedule because AJ Happ was saying that in this area and that area, sure they do, but not this guy.
No, this is
He's back over there again. So he's over there trying to deliver a package to somebody totally different, which means he doesn't even have it together.
no, he's not organized.
He's not trying to reattempt delivering. He's down there out there screaming at somebody now. So that means he was in our neighborhood an hour ago.
Right.
And he's back here trying to deliver to somebody up the street, and he did not attempt.
And I did say that he's not the most. He doesn't have his route organized.
Yeah, see, there he is.
Yeah,
That's who's out there screaming now at people.
right. Because normally a delivery driver would organize his packages the most efficient way, not just randomly like a ping pong ball everywhere. Right.
So I mean, he's just gonna have to do it, and I'm not ever going out there again until after 12 o'clock. If he does it, then that's just gonna be on him. It's like he knows you're working, and he still wants to disturb your work when he knows it.
California, Oscar says, George, so hot over there in the Philippines, can't you just hang outside? Yes and no. That works in the summertime, but when rainy season comes, you can't hang it outside. But to answer your question,
He's
normally you can, yes. Normally you can.
Well, here's my thing with the AC running all the time. We have like extra racks like in the bathroom where the shower curtain goes, and then I hang things up on like the hangers, and I dry some of the stuff inside. Why? Because when I hang it outside with all the humidity and stuff, it takes like literally sometimes all day. The neighbors sits out there all day too. And I just, even if it rains, she puts them underneath what's it called, under her little tarp thing. But it takes forever to dry outside, even with the spinning. So the only thing I will hang out there is the sheets. And even then, we still send the laundry in every now and then. So that way the bigger items are being washed. So because I have the free time to do the laundry
Well,
for the
not to
big
mention,
items.
there's certain things that you don't
I
you
put them all.
you want a dryer to to be used.
I mean, I've done them all. I've done our sheets. I've done this heavy blanket on this couch, and we've got like thick gray blankets. So all of these have fit in that spinner and our washer and
No,
everything. It is preferable to send them in so they get thoroughly dried. Yes, at the cost of having laundry done, but you don't want to.
well, what I'm
Yeah.
saying is certain ones again, like for example, our lint magnets. You want it to run through an actual real dryer
Yeah.
because the lint's not gonna come off if it doesn't go through a dryer. Buzz Lightworthy says, has anyone been able to substantiate any of the claims made by Q Adventure since you had the fired employee on your show? Now, to clarify, when we had him on, with what?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, the fired employee. Yes. What we're saying is when we had the fired employee on the show, that's where we concentrated on the fired employee and his situation and Q's situation with that ex-employee. The other ones we really didn't concentrate on if you actually paid attention, and we actually said they're alleged claims. Yeah. Bobby G says the issue is rain sometimes. Yeah, that's yeah. I mean, normally you can. Yeah, normally you can just hang it outside. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was Buzz that asked on that Q's adventure that we were getting something from the employee, and didn't he get fired for taking the motorcycle? So yeah, we weren't talking about Q today, so I was surprised you actually answered that. So
Rick,
we had stopped talking about Q.
Victor says, Ricky, in the future, will where will the flying drones drop off your packages? Right.
Yeah, that's we probably won't see that before we pass away. And them things are extremely loud, aren't they? Not that it would change anything here in the Philippines. Aren't they really loud?
Yes.
They said people were complaining about where they were putting them landing. Like I guess in certain areas they had like landing pads for them to land, and they're really, really loud.
Once Thailand starts to speak English more like the Philippines will have trouble getting expats to visit them. Well, to be honest with you, it's not the problem the Philippines has is somehow their immigration system.
There's a lot wrong.
Cor-
I mean,
that's
immigration's
where I was getting at. Yes.
one of the issues. Their infrastructure is another. The organization, and yes, if they claim the biggest barrier is English, that yeah, I mean they're just. I disagree that the Philippines is a developing country. I call it a third world country, and I'm going to stick by that. I don't care who I offend on that. It's got to be developing, and to me, they're developing in other ways for the rich to get richer. But as far as changing anything like on the trash and tourism and all of that, they're like way behind, and they still are. Um, yes, you get the nice people. Yes, you get people that speak English, and we were going to live here one way or the other, but to bring people in for retirement and other reasons, they have a lot to work on. So, most definitely. Are you reading?
I'm trying to analyze it.
Okay. What was
Well,
10?
that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm skipping. Um, California Oscar says, George, I hear that Trump is going to put tariffs on China. The things that they will sell in the Philippines are going to get cheaper. Have you read anything on the news over there about this?
Oh, did he post something on that, AJ? All right, so he's saying, so I take it the other guy, not Q, because we do check up shortly after, but we're not going to go through Q's stuff and his stuff every week to come up with some sort of updates. That's why I'm not addressing Buzz really, because we had been moved on that. And yeah, the guy already mentioned that for the legal situation, they've got more things they're going after Q for. So we know all that. We're just waiting to hear ourselves if we're going to post anything. But right now. It just looks like they're going to go after him legally. So there is nothing to say on that except for they're going to investigate him. And that's why Q's been quiet too.
Oh,
You went through all of those? I mean, you're already on a roll. It's a little late at 1 minute and 30 to go back to this. I mean, we can, but now that we're into a ton of other topics, it's so unless I really don't have the strength to go back through these. So like I said, we're already in a bunch of topics to go back and start talking about
Where'd
the
that
wrap
come
up of
from?
the week. So I have no idea. It must be a statement that somebody else.
No, that's what I mean.
I have no idea. You're
No,
asking.
that's why I'm quiet, because I'm reading and analyzing, and they're kind of like off left field. A lot of them are off left field. See, like that one.
That's what I mean. And you went into the flow of a different and the people you can't address. And if you don't want me to say it, then I would mute.
Hey, Cindy, watching on that. See you in a minute. Right. Thank you.
Good morning.
Hey, George, you found a great pizza place over there. Okay. Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. That video isn't released yet. No. Anyway, hey, George,
No, I've
have
got
you
to
found a
spend the
great
rest of
pizza
the
place
day
over there? Yet I
editing.
heard pizzas are getting thinner over there because the price of cheese is going up. Now,
Yeah, Jesus.
have I found a great pizza place? There's a few, but there's only one great pizza place that I personally know of. And unfortunately, when I went over there, it was still closed because I went over. They don't. The sign says they open at 10, but I think they open at noon. That's what the guy told me. So unfortunately, I didn't get to have any good pizzas. But there is a really good pizza place. It's at Kamalig. It's called Armando's Restaurant. It's actually a very good pizza place, and I'm talking about Western standard pizzas, Western size pizzas. When you order their no, I mean, I really should go back there when it's open and show you guys personally. Yeah.
I missed it. Why are they not open? You talking about they were closed when you guys were there?
Yes, they were closed. Yes, and it's been there since. Okay, Armando's Pizzas have existed there since the 1840.
All right, so then we'll make
No
a
lie.
trip. You proclaim it. I really have to. I know we've talked about it, but we should make that then our next outing.
Oh, we could. Yeah, yeah. It's been there since 1840, and you can see the old Spanish stone building and everything. Yes.
Okay, so then that's what we'll do. I think the last time we went by there was a parking thing because I think you pointed it out.
Well, parking is always a problem in the Philippines.
Yeah, well,
Philippine prepping says, I have a dishwasher. I just need a feeder. There you go. Ed says, jobs, 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 jobs. A country needs jobs for its citizens. All the Asian countries are now competing against each other for jobs, now against India countries too. Well, there's jobs. The thing is, it doesn't want to pay their citizens. What I'm saying is, it's kind of funny, but it also makes sense. What I'm saying is, um, a lot of countries in Asia hire Filipinos, or not necessarily Filipinos, Cambodians, whatever. Name a country in Asia, and they hire their neighboring countries' em- employees, and they work there. That's how it normally is. It's kind of weird. Um,
Do they do the same when they become OFWs and all that, and they become a nurse and go to the United States? Are they paying them a fraction because they come through agencies and stuff?
Correct, and that's the key.
Yeah. Not only are they
That's the
good
key. It's
nursing, but
kind of
I'm
like a
understanding that they are paying
yeah. You guys
like
know
when they
temp
pay the men and
agencies,
women
right?
differently. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
temp
take a
agencies. That's the
fraction.
best way to explain it. If you ever worked for a temp agency or ran a temp agency, correct, like
Yeah, they
Heidi
sponsor
says,
their visas and they do all this
right.
stuff when they're over there
But
working.
they
Yeah.
take a good cut of your pay. Correct.
Mm.
There you go. So no, it's a common thing, unfortunately. Um, Sinji says, yeah, both of you love your interaction together always. Black Grandma says Trump is putting a tariff on everybody, including allies. Pretty soon, America will be isolated from the whole world, like Cold War Russia. The BRICS nation control over half the world's economy. Well,
Can we talk about them opening up Martin Luther King files and JFK files and all that? The president just signed. They're opening up the real truth on what happened. What do you think really happened?
JFK.
Yeah, he declassified everything dealing with MLK and the Kennedys. They've been classified all these years. That's one of his things he just signed in front of everybody like a day or two ago.
Should be interesting.
Should be. What do you think? What do you think's really going on? He said everybody should know the truth when he signed it. What do you think? Pretty scary, huh?
No, not really. I'm not surprised.
Well, I mean,
I forgot the reason. I'm trying to. You have to remember, like, there's a lot of things that's in my mind, and that I buried that one because it's kind of like old. Because you remember, it's not just him. It's his entire bloodline that they were trying to, you know. Anyway, Cindy G says, "Thanks for telling me about the overseas jobs." Yeah, it's sad, but that's how they usually do it. Um, Me says, "I think a CEO should only be make certain percentage over their lowest paid employee. Outsourcing for pennies should stop." See, that's the thing. Yes, they're usually outsourcing for pennies, correct, and that's why a lot of countries, especially Asian countries, and that's what they do.
yep. And those jobs are about ready to disappear too, starting this year. Yep.
Well, yes, yes, they will. It'll be a slow process, but they will.
They said this year alone, like 20 are dropping off 20 million.
Yeah. California officer says, actually, Trump came down
Mm-hmm.
California. He didn't want to meet the governor. What do you guys think of that? We can't just all get along.
Yeah, you would think so, that he would still do it anyways, kind of like dealing with Biden when he left the White House. He still should do it for that reason, for the people. But yeah, it does seem like something more personal.
Human rights says, "Lol, grandpa, black grandpa." Dream on. He's talking about bricks. Um, I agree with human rights. I don't think bricks will be a thing.
Huh. It says Pablo said Newsom did meet with him. So I'm not even going to look that up.
What was it, Pablo Chicano in California?
I
I
have
thought.
no idea.
No. JFK, yes, of course, yeah.
Okay, so they're saying other agencies were in on it. So yeah, because he doesn't have any problem talking about the FBI's a bunch of problems right now. So he's already calling out different agencies right now. But
Well,
isn't that
that's what I was
kind of
trying to think. If it was FBI or CIA, it probably was
an
CIA.
agency that was,
Yeah, it was probably CIA. I agree.
So
Yeah. No. Guys, I mean, conspiracies again. First off, have some truths to it. Like for example, the Contras. Up, down, down, left, right. BA. Anyway, um, no, there's now the JFK is actually a deep rabbit hole. Unfortunately, I can't recall why, but anyway, for those of you who know, help me out here. But anyway,
well, the people that are going to deal with it are already gone anyways that wanted to know.
no. It's
New people are like,
there's reasons, and I'm not saying I agree with them and it's justify the means kind of deal. I get it, but I'm if they're really gonna declassify it, that's shocking.
I'm going to declassify it, the Elvis thing.
Ed says yes. Sad they pay workers such an extreme low wage. Yes, and the sad part is, to a lot of Filipinos, they think they're making money, but in actuality, they're getting shysted. You know what I'm saying? So if the Filipino is bringing home 100,000, he's probably making 200,000. Get it? It's I'm talking about in pesos, obviously. That's what I'm getting at. If Filipino's making 80,000 a month, he's probably making 120,000 a month in reality, and then the agency's taking that much. It's insane. It's insane. Yeah. California says down here in California there are going to be so many jobs for carpenters. Right. People just building that we need all these people they're trying to kick out. Oh yeah, he's talking about the immigrants.
Yeah.
Well,
we said that. I said whoever's going to rebuild California.
The problem you have is again is legal immigrants. That's the key. I mean, Pablo says
they put a hold on that birthright citizenship crap.
No, the birthright. I'd hate to say this. I agree. I don't think that unless the person is a citizen, I don't think the child should be a citizen. I don't think it should be, default.
I bet there's some women who are going to pull them babies out now. They're like, get out.
Yeah. Now, for those of you who are unaware, there are a lot of pregnant women that do go to the U.S. just for the sole purpose of getting their child be an American citizen.
Here's another thing. What do you think of the insurance companies paying for infertility? They just announced that too. That the insurance companies and all of that are to pay for infertility and all of that stuff for having kids. I think they should. They were paying for all the transgender stuff.
Which I don't think they should.
Correct. But yes, having kids is kind of important. Now, here's the thing. If there's some 55-year-old trying to have a kid, that's a little different. I think there should be an age limit and all that. Like if the woman's in her late 40s and says she can't have a kid, I don't think insurance should have to pay for that. There should be, of course, stipulations on that. Sorry, ladies.
No. Okay, for example,
yeah, she's like 26.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that the country should pay for it. No, I don't think taxpayers should pay for that.
Well, it's kind of going to fall into
gender changing again. I think that's your choice. Literally, I don't think that the taxpayer should pay for that. There's nothing wrong with
one way or the other. The tax paying thing, Medicare, or some of these insurances that are through all of that, and they're young enough. Yeah, they may have to pay for that.
No, they should. No, I mean, I don't think that the taxpayer should pay for it.
You got government workers that have certain medical insurances. Yes, they're talking about pushing it through. So what I'm saying is one way or the other. Yes, in a sense, yes.
And again, like I said, there's nothing wrong with changing your gender. That's fine. You're free to do whatever you want. However, I don't think that should be on somebody else's dime. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, and them are really good.
You know what I'm saying? If I decided I want to have like tatas, I don't think the government should, pay for it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I think so.
Oh, you think the government should
No,
pay for
I'm
my
joking.
tatas?
I'm just trying to rile you up.
I guess they could.
I'm gonna rile you up.
Philippine prepping says there are many well-paying jobs in the Philippines. Well, okay. There are many well-paying jobs in the Philippines. However,
He said
there's
many. Explain yourself. Sorry, many. Many doesn't indicate a few or this and that.
no, no,
Where
no,
are
no.
they at?
It's not a question of whether there's many or not, or there's a few. No, there's many, but there's much more applicants that you have to go through.
These jobs are
The
already filled.
correct. That's what I'm getting at. Are there
Available,
well-paying
well-paying.
jobs in the Philippines? Yes. Are they filled right now? I would say pretty much.
I like
And
him.
then if they're
Which
not
ones?
filled,
Okay, but
they
which ones? So
probably already have people lined up for the ones that are. What I'm saying is the Philippines
all jobs here
is
are
a
underpaid.
nepotismic country.
Which
You have
jobs?
to know somebody to get in the first place, and then
Okay, what jobs? What are the well-paying ones?
I mean, what jobs? We have engineers. What are you talking about? We have scientists. We have
No, I know that.
everything. What do you mean? Just think of a well-paying job in the U.S. and convert it here. They exist, but are they taken? Yes. I mean,
It's a big fraction of the United States. I guess.
what about the Senate? We do have senators here.
I guess, in my opinion,
No,
they
there's
don't pay.
jobs. There's well-paying jobs, except they're filled. And then there's tons of people waiting in line already. And forget the people waiting in line. They already have people lined up inside in the system where the people lined up won't even get picked in there anyway. They already have somebody. Oh, my nephew's already there. Once I'm gone, you'll take over, nephew.
It's a fraction of the world. It doesn't matter. I mean, in my opinion, they're not well paying for what they have to go through, the amount of hours and the different things.
That's potato.
Okay, well, potato.
I don't know if the deportation stopped legal entries. Paul says
Hey,
but
Paul.
Newsom wants to save the fish.
Yes, that's where they're claiming. I think all the water was for the fish.
Oh, really? That's their excuse?
Well, supposedly the extra water that was something. Yes, I heard that's where it went to.
Black Grandpa says in its reality, being an enemy to America is dangerous, but being allies is fatal. Just ask Ukraine. California also says women from China were actually flying to California, having their babies, then jumping on another plane and flying back to China. Yes, no, this is a real thing. California is not joking. Yes, and so the child will have American citizenship. Yes, this is a real thing.
Yeah, correct. So, in other words, if she's just there on vacation and the kid is born, then they.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, and it doesn't matter if they come here illegally, which most of them do, have their baby born here. Boom, automatic citizenship.
Mm-hmm.
Cindy G, true story. My friend's Mexican mom illegally crossed the border. Yes, no, this is a real thing. Yes, just to give birth to him. 15th kid now for decades, fully supports her and brought her and all the others legally over. Just saying, that's the master plan. It's really diabolical. You go over to the U.S. illegally, have your child. That child gets older, then they petition the family to go in legally. It's a really diabolical plan if you think about it.
Hey, Mary.
The gender thing is hard from a religious standpoint. It is clear, but young impressionable kids. Yeah. Ed says, I know legal immigrants in the U.S. where it takes them 15 years or more to be accepted for an interview to come to the. No, this is a real thing. I legally went to the U.S.
Hi, baby.
And
Hi,
yes,
baby.
it takes that long.
Did you
and
miss
then
me? Did you
you
miss
cross over.
I knew you did. See?
Yeah, and then you have the illegals across the border again. It's not about
Say hi, Mary.
anti-immigrant; it's anti-illegal immigrant.
Mary, woo!
Yeah, see, and California Oscar says yes. Actually, Philippines' most good-paying jobs are filled with people that are obtained them through nepotism. Exactly, exactly. That's what I said. Is the good-paying jobs they're already taken, and when they step down, they already have somebody lined up. They don't even like look for applicants. They already know who's going to replace them. Yeah. Me, I wonder in that pool, what are the skill sets? This
Hmm.
New York box says 911 says if he delivers one a day, he gets one tip, but three times he get three times the
That
tips.
does work though. No, because what it is he never has change, and we can't always have change. Why? Because I've ordered 3 items from the same company just to make sure I'm paying one amount if we do COD, and then he ends up getting the change. And yes, it's been several times a day. So now I try to make sure that it's outright, and I don't know. I'll probably, if he sticks to coming at a certain time, then I'll give him a big tip, but I just gave him one. So
Well,
it's
that's
just
the problem. You've been
upsetting.
tipping him too much. That's why he likes to come see you. Our Philippine hey Mike, how you doing? Our Philippine journey says in the U.S. the healthcare agencies are paid by the employer once you are at registered nurse level. Health aides, licensed practicing nurses, and nurse aides they will take a percentage of the employee compensation.
Right. Healthcare agencies are paid by the
Yeah,
employer.
yeah, they don't. Yeah, they don't pay you directly. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like temps. That's why I said.
Oh, thank you. What are you touching me for there, Mary?
Ed says, imagine what doubling the minimum day wage for a Philippine person would do. It would help not just a little, it would help the entire family greatly. Oh, yes, definitely. Black Grandma says, every well paying job is offered to someone's family or friend who does the hiring. Correct. Same thing in Canada, foreign rich.
Yeah, it doesn't mean they're available. So I guess I kind of jumped the gun there, but it doesn't mean they're available because I always hear that, and it's like, yeah, not for the average person.
No,
So
no, like I said, but they exist. They just not, they're already taken.
and I would agree. I'm gonna go back to the sunshine subject. I've heard him like he was talking about the flip flops and stuff, and a lot of people are like, oh, just pay for him, cheapskate, because he didn't want to pay over five. Oh, what was that? Oh, you got your reverse
Yeah.
sneezing going on. And as far as paying, we don't have to pay the high prices because we have money as foreigners. That's what's getting old for me is that a really good job here would be $25 a day or, them making 1,200, 1,300 pesos, but then they want to charge 600 pesos for a small plate of spaghetti. And then they want to have another couple hundred pesos for a cheesecake. And then you're out 1,300 pesos just for lunch. And these are Filipino places, not expat places. And
Yeah.
so the cost is really going up here as far as food and services. And I mean, here's the funny thing, for 700 pesos, you can get just about anybody to come to your house between 4 p.m. and 4 a.m. for that special massage. But yet everything else, the costs are just astronomical. So it's
Right. Now, to clarify, I did say potato earlier because, again, our Philippine journal says define well paying by what standards. I'm talking about
Mhm.
Philippine standards.
He's
There,
talking to the other person.
right? No, I know, but what I'm saying is, well paying as in they get paid well by Philippine standards, but of course, against Western standards, that's not fair. You really can't compare Philippine wages versus American wages. You know what I'm saying? Same in any country. You know what I'm saying? But Pablo Chicana says the environmentalists
Thanks, Victor.
in at California-owned politicians will not allow building new reservoirs to hold water from the snow runoff from the Sierra Mountain.
Oh, okay.
Victor says, "Thanks for live streaming." Thank you, Victor. Um, Ed says, "Yep, no change means a nice free tip."
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
and
a
and
common
most of
thing.
them don't, and so I'm on to I mean, there's been times where we just weren't gonna let, like, 3, 400 pesos go because we only had the thousands, and now that I get, the Social Security direct from the bank and it's direct deposit, it's a lot easier to go in and have, divvy out 50s and hundreds and stuff. It kinda makes it easier that way, so but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, guys, basically, I'll just do we've already done in the beginning. We talked about the stories this week. No update on David Campbell. Rose hasn't put anything out. I'm not calling the hospital to check on him because they wouldn't give it to me anyways. And I'm not going to sit there and talk with David. There's been hair splitting for years between us. And the Frank guy with the 6 kids, we played that song for him.
A dog in the
I
hallway.
bet that Kitty Was Loose was played
Yeah.
earlier as the opening. Go back and check it out. We had covered that story. The Canadian guy choosing to be homeless, and we said he was a professional that just went from country to country. Nothing going back in his country. We had covered this week. And then, of course, Sunshine's keep the drama for your mama on, just saying cancel out that drama stuff, that he takes it serious when people start messing with his family or making threats. He seems to know who it is. And it's like, yeah, there's nothing new. We kind of know who some of our people are already, but it's something that,
Well, see, in all fairness, I mean, I'm with Calvin on this one, but you have to remember, guys. I mean, if you have beef with somebody, you have beef with that person. You don't have to attack the family. It doesn't make any sense. It's like, what did they do to you? You know what I'm saying?
yeah, kind of, yeah. We were on board with that with the regular guy when they called his mother and stuff. That
Right.
other
That's a little
left
bit
wing, right
much.
side nut group or whatever turned around and was calling his mother and saying stuff to her. And I'm like, she's an old lady. Why would you, because he won't address or because he won't stop his YouTube channel? You guys ain't nobody
Right.
to be telling
Even
Sunshine or
right.
him or whatever to quit his channel when there's 500,000 smut channels out there. It's like, it's weird who they pick and choose to go after their channels, and you don't see them doing anything to the other channels. There's thousands of them out there, and then they go attacking family members or different things. But I don't blame him. I don't think he should have addressed it out loud because he knows who the person is. I think he said he knew who it was, and I just wouldn't have. Only once or twice have I said something, and even then it was quite some time ago, and it'll never happen. So all this, you got to understand, we get stuff a few times a month, and it's been the same people for the last few years. We're aware of who it is, and because of those people, anything that comes in, we already write them off as being them of people. And so we just don't address the things that come in. The only time I would have a problem is if they're in my face. So if you approach me at the mall and say the same thing or whatever, and then physically put your hands on it, I'm going to jail. I'm going to jail. So that's the only time it should count for Sunshine too, because he just has to, he's got to be getting way worse stuff than we've ever even thought about. So based on the dating advice, living in the Philippines, helping Filipinos, I imagine he's been in the game for quite some time. That he's getting some strange stuff.
Oh no, I'm sure he gets
He's
it on a
just
normal
gotta,
basis.
yeah, until they act on it physically and arrive at his house. That's why I was surprised he did where he gives people the guest house. That just to me was the amount, even at our level, we wouldn't allow that at this point just from those. I mean, it could be that his own trolls are sitting up in his house and he wouldn't even know it. And I just couldn't see that. But I see why he's helping. It's kind of like Hughes Adventure letting people up in his house. And we've said that you got to take all cautions. Most definitely. Hey, Second Wind, what's going on? Hey, Rick, you can get a haircut like mine. You can get a mullet.
I can get a bob cut.
I bet you are. So I guess you're going to dealt it, smelt it. I don't know if you're going to go through a few more of them or are we wrapping it up?
Yeah, we're wrapping. We're pretty much done. Heidi, your dog is so cute. Yes, she is. That's Mary. Black Grandpa says same thing happens in Canada. Rich foreign nationals fly to Canada on vacation, have their baby here, pay the medical bills, and fly home. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Heidi's cute to her new haircut. Yes, her mullet.
I think he's talking about the dog's haircut, maybe. Yeah. I was going to have you get the wig earlier. I keep wanting. She's got like this little wig. We did a short with her on. She's got her own little hair.
Yeah. When the baby turns 18, he or she can sponsor the parents to be permanent resident. They can play the long game. Yes, that's what they do. Ricky should get a haircut like Heidi. Sanwin says Delta smelt.
That's Ricky, not George.
Pamachana. That's Ricky, not George.
right? Hey, don't be confused. He ain't got his hat. It burned up in the fire, guys.
Right.
So, all right, guys, we're going to wrap this up. We appreciate you guys dropping in. Big shout out to all of our members and everybody that's joined our live stream today. If you're not subscribed,
Yeah,
subscribe.
yeah, we have California Oscar today, Philip Macy, Bobby G.
Bobby
Thank you so much for
G's.
being with us.
Yes, guys, we appreciate it. Black Grandpa, Bobby G. We appreciate everybody joining
Just look for
us.
Public channel.
And
Second wave.
we will see
Hey,
you
Mike.
guys. And Mike was in
Ruby,
the house
yes.
today. Ruby was in the house. And we'll see you guys the next time. See you guys on Tuesday or sooner. So say bye, Ricky. See you in about a year.
It's in about a year.
Yeah, you got to go back and build yourself a house.
I have to occupy some hallways. Just saying.
You wish you had
Hot dog in the hallway. Hey, Ted Jenkins. Hey, Ted. Thank you for being with us, Ted.
Appreciate
Have a great day.
it.
Thanks so much.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.